Brett, you told me about this scenario where you'd picked up the tool, hadn't really used it. I don't remember all the details of what the need was, but then did some stuff on a Friday that normally would have sucked quite a bit. And then you came back on Monday with some scenarios in hand. Could you just kind of tell that story?
Yeah, sure. One of the things that was kind of difficult to do before was run scenarios before we were using the planner where we were changing the order of our rig schedule, quickly changing the order of projects, and then seeing the results for both the volumes and the capex. And so actually, I think one example is just something that happened on Tuesday. We were sitting in a short-term planning meeting, and there was something that came up in terms of rig readiness for a specific project. And within a couple minutes, I was able to have the planner open on my laptop in the meeting while the meeting's going on. I swapped the order of that pad that potentially had an issue with a substitute development project. And then within like a couple of minutes, I was able to determine what the change was to the 2024 CapEx and volumes with that substitute to know whether it was going to be an adequate substitute or if it was going to be an inadequate substitute for our 2024 goals, whether we needed to really, really work hard on working through that rig readiness issue for that pad. That's something that I don't think we really could have done before. That would have taken, I don't know, what do you think, Evan, a couple of hours, depending on the complexity of the specific scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fastest that could have been done in any case probably would have been, 45 minutes to an hour. Best case if nothing broken in what we were using before. Going down from 45 minutes an hour for a quick sensitivity to 2 minutes is quite a change.
What's the value of that? Obviously, time savings, like saving 45 minutes or an hour is a big deal, but why is it worth it to have that answer that much faster?
I think the hard part is to put a dollar amount on planning flexibility and just getting everybody rowing in the same direction. To put a dollar amount to that, I think is really tough. But this change impacted our net production, let's say by 1 or 2% for 2024. So knowing that, we know the value of that to the company. But then where I think the value really lies, and it's hard to put a dollar amount on, is getting everybody rowing in the same direction. So we know that this is the right move by the company and get all other functions, civil, land, surface, everybody rowing in the same direction to make this happen, right? You would have had to delay that process and people pulling in different priorities. So the value of that prioritization is tough to land on. But for us, it was clear to see that this was, a 1 to 2% increase in production if we do this. Therefore, you have a tangible result to share with the team. And then that gives them some ammunition to really start progressing and putting the proverbial hammer down, right, and starting to get this to make this happen.
It's like program confidence. It's got speed and accuracy, but you believe what's in the planner. So you believe what's in there and you can change it really quickly, which gives you that kind of iterative power to run cases of, is this the best financial outcome? And so that really gives you confidence in the program to what I've been saying. That lets you be really sure that you can give clear direction to everybody about this is the plan. This is what we need to be working towards because you've come at the problem from several different angles and tested it. So, by that point it's a robust answer.
For me, your bullet point, could you describe what you use the planner for? To me, I think the big takeaway is confidence building within the plan and getting the stakeholders who, don't necessarily look at the schedule every day or sitting in the field offices and got the boots on the ground people that are doing the work, getting them to buy and build confidence into our business plan. And I think being able to visualize through the planner tool, the connecting lines and having magnitudes of resources and just being able to shift things instantly gives people a lot more confidence. And I've used it a lot more, especially with different functions. It's like, hey, what about moving this completion crew with that completion crew? And being able to do that on the fly with people and giving them confidence, say, yeah, your schedule now matches my schedule that I was doing in Excel. It gives them confidence. It kind of makes the planning organization shine in a better light, I think, ultimately. And that's what we're trying to work towards is get the best plan out in front of everybody as fast as possible with buy-in from everybody. Because we all seen it in the past where you put a plan out and something changes the next day, the next hour. And you kind of lose that credibility within the organization. So getting that buy-in from all the functions by using the Pod2 planner, I think is to me, I think, what we're using it for, and it's been the most effective. It's just nice to see it's being shown up in meetings. People are pulling up PowerPoints of it and snips of the schedule. I think ultimately where it's the next step is getting a read-only access. I would love to walk down the office and see the completion team having up a read-only at Pod2. And then they come tell me, hey, your schedule looks wrong. Well, why? Let's talk about it. That to me is the next step. You're getting that level, having drilling up there, the workover team with liner runs, all these different things. That to me is the next step. And once you get there, then you're just getting that information out to more people and it's giving more confidence. And then they have input in the schedule. They can see those results faster. Greases the wheel better, in my opinion.
That's interesting. So being able to, and I actually didn't think about this before, but being able to iterate faster, it sounds like you're also able to disqualify other options that people might hang on to if you weren't able to show them and say, here's why we don't want to do that. Is that true?
100%. So it's not to optimize, it's also to get rid of and squash ideas. That's true.
Yeah.
That pendulum swings both ways.
I mean, we're just coming out of budget season and it's really easy to change an assumption. We spent some time just now explaining kind of some schedule swaps and the functionality that's provided, but also changing durations or changing capital is really easy in the planner. And when you change durations, it doesn't tend to really break or create a lot of bugs. So you get a pretty good answer and you can see how big moves and, oh, what if we have a 3-week drilling delay or 2 weeks of NPT in our frac crew next year? We can spit out a really quick answer for how that's going to affect the volumes. And since we've got a really easy way of exporting Pod2 into our financial model, we can get a really quick look at, okay, this is base case. And then I put some NPT time into my base case. What does that look like? What does that value to me? That really helps with corporate goal setting and risking.